someone asked me, actually two people, and they have the same name but different surname. They asked me if Filipinas who are working in other countries or who are, who has a stable job can love a foreigner or a foreigner that is older than them. Okay, let me get this straight. It is not impossible to fall in love for Filipinas. We are still women at the end of the day. And it's not because we have our own jobs or own money doesn't mean that we cannot love someone else. But these people should also understand that this Filipina still has these values. Like for example, if she went to another country to work, let's say as a nurse or something like that, you have to understand that she's supporting her family, number one. That's why she went to another country. And there is a possibility that she might marry you to extend her visa. That's a fact. It happens a lot in Japan. Filipino community is very small here, and then you would hear many Filipinas, they're gonna, for example, they're gonna be talking like, especially the ones who work in the bar like that, because unlike us, some of the Filipinas, we can extend our contracts, but them, like 6 months, they get tired like that. Sometimes if their visa won't be approved, they cannot even go back, so they tend to marry a Japanese even though they don't like the Japanese just because of visa. So there is a possibility. But if you're gonna ask me if they can love you regardless of their status, their age, or whatever, your age, one of them says he's 40. Yes, it is possible. Just be careful in choosing and then her motives or intentions. But yes, it is possible, and it's gonna be a little bit easier for you because you don't have to handle her family's stress. Although there would be some instances that she might want to bring her whole family in your country, but still she might be doing it with her own money. Also, yeah, look into it. Like, all I can say, just to make sure about it, is have a prenup. I know it's not gonna be, it's for a woman. If a guy would present us with a prenup, we're gonna think that we're not being loved or something like that. But on the other hand, we can also prove our love for the guy because we're gonna accept that condition to be with him. So it's not impossible, and it's not. Yeah, maybe there are some motives like a visa, money, residency like that, but it doesn't mean it's always like that. There are other things like love. I know some people, even here, as I've said, in Japan, the guys, they still love them. I mean, there is love, and even with women in other countries who finds love there is love. You cannot really say that there is no love because many have been together for a long time until now, and they are working it together. So it is possible, and as long as you yourself know, you would know what is her real motive, if she will accept your love, and you would also know if she really loves you or it's only for convenience. But regardless, don't think that it's not possible, because I have seen many Filipinas who are still with their husbands because they love them, even if there isn't much of financial support, or it's not the exact life that other Filipinas got from marrying a foreigner. It's because they love the foreigner. Like, some still believe in the sacrament of marriage, so don't worry too much about that. And then another question that I got, I'm getting married in the Philippines, what is the process and how much? Okay, process of getting married. For the foreigners, what you have to do is go to your embassy, call your embassy and ask them what they need, if you need anything. Usually it's only a passport. Yeah, it's true. And a certificate that you're single from your embassy, something like that. And then for the girl, she needs her birth certificate, her like I heard Senomar singleness, like certificate of non-marriage, so you will know if she's married or not. They can get that through a NSO, National Statistics Office. And of course, I think those, and then you guys just need to file for a marriage license. Now, for the cost, it really depends on what type of Filipina family or Filipina you married. Some Filipinas would like a big wedding. I remember one of my uncle, they spent like 250,000 pesos, and then after a few years they a little bit regret because they said, I wish we just went on a trip. Because think about it, he saved that money working abroad, and then it's just gonna be spent on a big wedding, and then after that, right? And then there are some Filipinas who really don't want to get, they don't really want to have a big wedding. Just few of their family members. Actually, you guys can marry in the city hall. Just register and file. There's no need for a big wedding. But I heard in Angeles City, you can have a wedding with a pastor, and then you have to pay 5,000 pesos, and then because my stepmom's sister did that, and then they just pay the thugs, a small restaurant, rooftop of Mr. JJ supermarket. That's where they had their reception. It's a really small wedding, but until now they are still together. It's been 5 years, so it really doesn't matter what type of wedding you guys will have. So that pastor with the 5,000 pesos will process all the license and other documents that you might need in the application of a fiancé visa or whatever visa that is. So it's like a package. And then the other people, like the other weddings, if they're gonna have it in the province, sometimes it's so big, like even the people that are not invited are gonna come. So expect that situation, and you might need to buy a pig and cook it. But that is a little bit traditional, but some women still like that. And other things, I'm not really so sure about other types of weddings, something like that. But the usual cost, if it's only a very simple wedding with a pastor, actually if you will just do it at the city hall, it's not more than 5,000 pesos. That includes your food. If you will just have a witness, I think you need 2 witnesses, and that's it. And then for people who are gonna get a little bit grand, sometimes it's about 50,000 pesos because of the gowns, the people, the entourage, the church, and all those things. But if you really want to have a grand wedding, that's quite expensive. So at the end of the day, wedding doesn't, the type of wedding that you will have doesn't really matter. It's the marriage or the vows that you are willing to keep forever, right? So yeah. Anyway, whichever you will choose, I want to congratulate you, and I wish that both of you will have a very happy life together.